US. We had just bought DeepMind. They were working on reinforcement learning, and they were the world's experts in games. And so when they introduced the idea that they could beat the top-level Go players in a game that was thought to be incomputable, I thought, well, that's pretty interesting.
Our ultimate next step is to play the legendary Lee Sedol in just over 2 weeks.
Wow.
A match like no other is about to get underway in South Korea.
Lee Sedol is getting ready to rumble.
Lee Sedol is probably one of the greatest players of the last decade.
What the fuck?
I describe him as the Roger Federer of Go.
I showed up, and all of a sudden we have 1,000 Koreans who represent all of Korean society, the top Go players. And then we have Demis and a great engineering team.
He's very famous for very creative Viking play. So this could be difficult for us.
I figured Lee Sedol was going to beat these guys, but they'll make a good showing. Good for a startup.
Han kommer vinna över
I
dem.
went over to the technical group and they said, let me show you how our algorithm works.
If you step through the actual game, you can see kind of what AlphaGo thinks.
The way we start off training AlphaGo is by showing it 100,000 games that strong amateurs have played. And we first initially get AlphaGo to mimic the human player.
Text och
And then through reinforcement learning,
lite
it plays
hashtags
against
och sådana
different
saker som
versions of
människor
itself many
kan
millions of
se att
times
jag är live på
and
Twitch.
learns from its errors.
Jag livear inte på TikTok.
This is
Bara på
interesting.
Twitch.
All right, folks, you're going to see history made.
대국을 시작해 주시기 바랍니다.
So the game starts.
He's really concentrating.
He really is. Look at that.
Oh. Oh.
That's a very surprising move.
I think we've seen an original move here. Yeah, that's an exciting move. I like moves like that.
Professional commentators almost unanimously said that not a single human player would have chosen move 37. So I actually had to poke around in AlphaGo to see what AlphaGo thought, and AlphaGo actually agreed with that assessment. AlphaGo said there was a 1 in 10,000 probability that move 37 would have been played by a human player.
알파고는 사실은 확률적 계산을 하고 그냥 이기기 위한 그런 머신에 불과하다고 생각을 했었는데 충분히 알파고도 창의적이다.
The game of Go has been studied for thousands of years, and AlphaGo discovered something completely new.
He resigned. Lee Sedol was just resigned.
Va på riktigt?
The battle between man versus machine and a computer just came out the victor.
Google put its DeepMind team to the test against one of the brightest minds in the world and won.
That's when we realized the DeepMind people knew what they were doing and to pay attention to reinforcement learning as they had invented it.
Everybody say tonight.
Based on that experience, AlphaGo got better and better and better. And they had a little chart of how much better they were getting. And I said, when does this stop? And Demis said, when we beat the Chinese guy, the top-rated player in the world.
In vad?
Ke versus AlphaGo.
I think we will see AlphaGo pushing through there.
AlphaGo is ahead quite a bit.
About halfway through the first game, the best player in the world was not doing so well.
What can Black do here?
Looks difficult.
And at a critical moment,
Vad stängde de av det?
the Chinese government ordered the feed cut off. It was at that moment we were telling the world that something new had arrived on Earth.
Fan vad sjukt.
In the 1950s, when Russia's Sputnik satellite
Oh my
was
god.
launched, it changed the course of history.
It is a challenge that America must meet.
Det, alltså jag säger
in
att
the
det...
space age.
This has been called the Sputnik moment.
The Sputnik moment created a massive reaction in the US in terms of funding for science and engineering, and particularly space technology.
For China, AlphaGo was the wake-up call, the Sputnik moment. It launched an AI space race.
We had this huge idea that worked, and now the whole world knows It's always easier to land on the moon if someone's already landed there. It is going to matter who builds AI and how it gets built. I always feel that pressure.
Fan vad sjukt.
There's been a big chain of events that followed on from all of the excitement of AlphaGo. When we played against Lisa Doll, we actually had a system that had been trained on human data, on all of the millions of games that had been played by human experts. We eventually found a new algorithm, a much more elegant approach to the whole system, which actually stripped out all of the human knowledge and just started completely from scratch. And that became a project which we called Alpha Zero. Zero meaning having zero human knowledge in the loop. Instead of learning from human data, it learned from its own games.
Så den tränar upp sig själv. Den tränar upp sig själv. Alltså, they training itself.
Alpha Zero is an experiment.
They training
in
itself,
how
yeah.
little knowledge can we put into these systems?
Learn
and
itself,
how
like.
quickly and how efficiently can they learn?
And the other thing is that
Alpha Zero doesn't have any rules. Learn through experience. The next stage was to make it more general so that it could play any two-player game, things like chess, and in fact any kind of two-player perfect information game.
It's going really well. It's going really, really well.
Oh,
it's
wow.
going down like fast.
AlphaGo used to take a few months to train, but Alpha Zero could start in the morning playing completely randomly, and then by tea be a superhuman level, and by dinner it would be the strongest chess entity there's ever been.
Fan vad sjukt.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's discovered its own attacking style, you know, to take on, you know, the current level of defense. I mean, never in my wildest dreams.
I agree, actually. I was not expecting that either. And it's fun for me. It's inspired me to get back into chess again, because it's cool to see that there's even more depth than we thought in chess. I actually got into AI through games. Initially, it was board games. I was thinking, how is my brain doing this? Like, what is it doing? I was very aware of that from a very young age. So I've always been thinking about thinking.
The British and American chess champions meet to begin a series of matches. Playing alongside them are the cream of Britain and America's youngest players.
Demis Hassabis is representing Britain.
Han har varit den.
When Demis was 4, he first showed an aptitude for chess. By the time he was 6, he became London under-8 champion.
My parents were very interesting and unusual.
Han var väldigt smart.
I'd probably describe them as quite bohemian. My father was a singer-songwriter when he was younger, and Bob Dylan was his hero.
To go to campsites and then go for maybe
Engelska tack.
chess tournament because it was good.
What is it that you like about this game?
Engelska tack. Engelska tack.
At the time, I was the second highest rated chess player in the world for my age. But although I was on track to be a professional chess player, I thought that was what I was going to do. No matter how much I loved the game, it was incredibly stressful. Definitely was not fun in games for me. My parents used to, to get very upset when I lost a game and angry if I forgot something, and because it was quite high stakes for them. It was cost a lot of money to go to these tournaments, and my parents didn't have much money. My parents thought, if you're interested in being a chess professional, this is really important. It's like your exams. I remember I was about 12 years old, and I was at this international chess tournament in Liechtenstein, up in the mountains.
Fan, har gjort det här fanns...
And we were in this huge church hall.
Oh shit, de har gjort den fan jävligt bra den här.
Hundreds of international chess players. And I was playing the ex-Danish champion. He must have been in his 30s, probably.
Damn!
There was a long time limit. The games could literally last all
Alltså
day.
fan vad cool, alltså man är sådär smart. Man är sådär smart, så cool man kan vara.
And we were in this incredibly unusual ending. I think it should be a draw. But he kept on trying to win for hours. Finally, he tried one last cheap trick.
Jävlar.
All I had to do was give away my queen, then it would be stalemate. But I was so tired, I thought it was inevitable I was going to be checkmated. And so I resigned. He jumped up, he just started laughing. And he went, "Why have you resigned? It's a draw." And he immediately, with a flourish, sort of showed me the drawing move. I felt so sick to my stomach. It made me think the rest of that tournament, it's like, are we wasting our minds? Is this the best use of all this brain power? Everybody's collectively in that building. If you could somehow plug in those 300 brains into a system, you might have solved cancer with that level of brain
Hur fan kan man tänka så när man är 16 år?
This intuitive feeling came over me that although I love chess, this is not the right thing to spend my whole life on.
Demis and myself, our plan was always to fill DeepMind with some of the most brilliant scientists in the world. So we have the human brains necessary to create an AGI system.
Hur fan kan man tänka så?
By definition, the G in AGI is about generality. What I imagine is being able to talk to an agent, the agent can talk back, and the agent is able to solve novel problems that it hasn't seen before.
Okej, nu är lagt in.
That's a really
Nu har jag
key
lagt
part
ut det
of
på
human
min sociala
intelligence, and it's that cognitive breadth and flexibility that's incredible. The only natural general intelligence we develop as humans, we obviously learn a lot from our environment. So we think that simulated environments are one of the ways to create an AGI.
The very early humans were having to solve logic problems. They were having to solve navigation, memory, and we evolved in that environment. If we can create a virtual recreation of that,
Yani virtual platser där de kan träna på. They like do virtual places there you can the AI and AGI can train and like see, because they don't be in like they cannot be in the real world, so they will like do simulations in the real world and like situations there they can do like if this situation happen, what can I do? And do the things like they do one situation and do it like in 100 and 1,000 and million ways to solve that situation, or do it like a different way of that situation, like, you know what I mean? So it's like they can do a situation and do many situations in one like big situation, 100 million, 1,000 billion, billion times, and like, but I think the problem is like the reality and like the surprise. Things can be like in a way, because these things can be like in a way of a surprise that AI cannot like simulate, you know. Bro, I'm smart.
For childlike beings, the agents, to exist within and play. That just sounded like the most interesting thing in all the world.
Yeah, I mean, like they do
Child
situations,
learns by tearing things up and throwing food around and getting a response from mummy
but
or
they
daddy.
like the surprise is the
This
thing
like
that they
important
cannot
idea to
simulate,
incorporate
I
in when you
think.
train your agent.
The humanoid is supposed to stand up. As his center of gravity rises, it gets more points.
You have a reward, and the agent learns from the reward. Like, you do something well, you get a positive reward. You do something bad, in a way you get a negative reward.
Oh, it looks like it's standing. I think it's still a bit drunk.
It likes to walk backwards.
Yeah.
The whole algorithm is trying to optimize for receiving as much rewards as possible. And it's found that walking backwards, that's good enough to get very good scores.
When we learn to navigate,